Food companies now face renewed pressure to use less salt. Last week, the FDA issued new guidelines targeting the food industry to reduce salt in foods to help improve the health of Americans. Toro's Chief Medical Officer and internal medicine physician, Dr. Christopher Lege, joins us now to talk about this. Hi, good morning, Dr. Lege.
Good morning to you.
So why is the FDA now recommending these changes, that there should be less sodium in our foods?
I think the FDA recognizes that Americans on average consume significantly above the recommended daily amount of salt or sodium. And they know that the health implications of that increased consumption lead to a lot of health conditions and frankly lead to increased unavoidable deaths, or avoidable deaths, I'm sorry. And so that's why they're recommending these changes to try to really improve the health of Americans.
Are there certain foods that we should be avoiding that have more sodium in them already?
So the FDA is targeting companies that are responsible for processed, packaged, or canned foods. That's really a big source of sodium or salt intake for a lot of Americans, because the process of preserving or canning those items leads to increased amounts of sodium in addition to what's already in the food itself to contribute to its taste or flavor. So they're targeting those companies that produce those types of foods, challenging them to reduce the amount of sodium, ultimately to reduce Americans' daily intake by hopefully about 12%, which is still above recommended daily guidelines, but would drastically improve health over time.
So a lot of the foods, like you mentioned, canned stuff, like canned soups, breads, pizza, that type of thing, right?
Yeah, and that includes processed foods like meats, so hot dogs, sausages, deli meats, frozen items, so frozen meals or frozen items that need to be reheated, all tend to are being targeted by the FDA. I want to mention that this includes when we don't prepare our own food. So when we're doing takeout or going out to eat, where we have no idea the amount of salt or sodium used to prepare those foods, that's also another important area that Americans tend to consume more salt or sodium.
What exactly happens to your body when you take in too much sodium? Why is it so bad for you?
The underlying issue is that increased amounts of salt or sodium don't allow our body to get rid of water. And so that can have impact on our organs, such as our kidneys and definitely our heart. People that have high blood pressure or hypertension, which is chronic high blood pressure, that leads to increased problems. Salt can actually lead to high blood pressure, increased amounts over time. And the underlying process is that we just cannot get rid of water, which leads to that pressure on those organs related to that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, Dr. Lege, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.